All right, today we're going to solve system equations by elimination. Now this is our final method for solving systems of equations. All right, so we have some steps. First thing we want to look for is for the variable with the same coefficient if possible. May not always happen, but that's what we want to look for. First thing we look for. And then we're going to look, do they have the same sign or opposite signs? If they have opposite signs, then we can just add our equations together. If they have same signs, we need to subtract our equations. After we get that one variable, we're going to plug back in, find the other, and write our answer as an ordered pair, just like we have for the last two methods. So remember, our answer will always be as an ordered pair, x and y. So we need both the x and the y. All right, so looking at my first equation here, I want to look for the variable that has the same coefficient. So the same number in front. So, looking at this first example I have here, I've got negative x plus y equals 6 and x plus 5y equals negative 24. Well, both of the x's have a 1 in front of them. Okay, so that's the variable I'm going to eliminate. So looking at that, do my x's have the same sign or opposite signs? Okay, they are opposites. So that tells me that I'm going to add everything. Okay, so negative x plus x gives me 0, canceling those out. 1y plus 5y gives me 6y equal to 6 minus 24 is a negative 18. Whoops. Divide everything by 6, and I get y is equal to negative 3. So now that I have y, I'm going to go plug back in and find my x. It does not matter which equation I use. I'm just going to use the top one for this sake. So we've got negative x plus y equals 6. That's the equation I'm using. And we found y to be a negative 3. So we get negative x plus we're plugging in a negative 3 for y equal to 6. Now I can rewrite this just a little bit because my plus a negative is the same thing as minus. So I get negative x minus 3 equals 6. So solving that for x, I add 3 on both sides. I get negative x equals 6 plus 3 is 9. Divide both sides by a negative 1. I get x is equal to negative 9. And remember, we can always go back and check our work by plugging back in. So I'm going to just plug both these back into the other equation to double check my work. So we get negative 9 plus 5 times negative 3. And we're going to see if that equals a negative 24. Well, 5 times 3 is negative 15. Negative 9 plus negative 15. And we do get negative 24 is equal to a negative 24. So that worked. And since we had plugged into the other to find, we're pretty sure that one worked. All right, so my ordered pair, or my solution, is the point negative 9, which was my x, negative 3, which is my y. Always make sure you put the x, then the y. All right, let's try another one. I've got 10x minus 3y equals negative 11, and negative 2x plus 3y equals negative 13. So looking for the one that has the same coefficient, which in this case would be my y's. Do the y's have the same sign or are they opposites? Okay, they're the same. So that tells me I'm adding everything together. So negative 10x plus negative 2x gives me negative 12x. The 3's become 0, so canceling those out. Negative 11 plus negative 13 gives me negative 24. And then I can divide both sides by a negative 12, giving me x is equal to 2. So now that I have x, I can plug back into either equation and solve. I'm going to use the second one this time, so the negative 2x plus 3y equals negative 13. So we found x this time, so I'm plugging in 2 for x. So negative 2 times 4, 2 is a negative 4, plus 3y equals 13. Add 4 to both sides. Oops, sorry, I forgot my negative sign there. Those cancel out. We get 3y is equal to negative 9, negative 13 plus 4. Divide both sides by 3, and I get y is equal to negative 3. So my solution is 2, negative 3. All right, I'm going to let you work this one out on your own, and let's look at the next example. So pause the video and try this one. All right, we're going to look at this example now. So looking here, my x's have the same coefficient. Now they have the same sign, which means I'm going to have to subtract. Same sign, subtract. Okay. So negative 7 minus a negative 7. Those cancel each other out. Minus a negative becoming plus. Then we're going to do negative 1y minus a negative, or minus 2y, sorry, giving me a negative 3y equal to then 16 minus 10, which is 6. So then I divide both sides by negative 3, and I get y is equal to negative 2. So now I've got my y, I need to find the x. So I'm using the top one this time, so we get negative 7x minus, plugging in a negative 2 for y, equal to 16. So we get negative 7x, minusing a negative becomes plus 2, equal to 16. So that means I have to subtract 2 from both sides. Then I get negative 7x equals 14. Divide both sides by a negative 7, and I get x is equal to negative 2. So my solution is negative 2 from my x and negative 2 from my y. Okay, looking at another example. I've got negative 5x plus 4y equals 28, and negative 5x plus 2y equals 14. So, looking for the variable with the same coefficient, in this case, again, is my x's. So they have the same sign, so I'm subtracting everything. So negative 5x minus a negative 5, minus a negative becomes plus. So we get negative 5x plus 5, canceling that one out. So then we're going to do 4 minus 2, giving me 2y, and 28 minus 14, giving me 14. Divide both sides by 2, and I get y is equal to 7. So now that I got 7, I'm going to take and plug back in. And I'm going to use the second one this time. So negative 5x plus 2y equals 14. So we found y to be 7. Okay, 2 times 7 is 14. So negative 5x plus 14 equals 14. Subtract 14. And I get negative 5x equals 0. divide both sides by 5, and I get x is equal to 0. So my solution is 0, 7. All right, try the last example on your own, and I will see you in the next.